Fight fans. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News. Yes, I have been hacked. The Raging Angel, bro. Why would someone hack you? That's messed up. What happened? It was jacked up. It was one of those things. Hey, click here or send me a link or whatever if you get this trivia question. And it was real jacked up. I think it was a rookie era. And then a friend just told me after everything was said and done, like, hey, yeah, there's people hacking, some kind of hacking sites that are hacking people's Instagram by inboxing you. Like, hey, if you can read this, please put the link there or a reply, and then you'll get so much money from PayPal. And then, it shit happened so fast. By the time I replied and I sent the link or whatever, they had already blocked my account. I tried to recover, couldn't recover the account, and that is that. So I had to do this whole face thing, and it won't be right away. Scans Rant, Stuntman, what's up? You fell for the okie doke. I did, man. Fucking idiot. I did. Fell for the okie doke. And I'm ashamed of myself. But I'm a living lesson. If you guys can hear me, because I got these earbuds in. I don't know if you guys can hear me on this thing. Can you guys hear me okay? Long hair guy. What's up, long hair guy? Counterpunch to you. Counterpunch to the 20 people on there. Counterpunch to the 6 that hit the like button. And I'm here to remind everybody, please do not fall for the okie doke. Like Scants Rant says, don't fall for it, because they'll get you. They'll get you each and every time. Let's fucking thing. They will get you each and every time. Nah, too many damn scammers out there. Yeah, it is a lot of scammers. You guys hit the like button, because I want to educate a lot of people that this could happen to anyone that thinks that they're getting something for nothing. And that was my fault. And that's what we're dealing with now. And it was crazy because I was like, it was because, see, people, I believe, can use people's account to do certain shit, as we know. And he's like, did you get the money? Did you get it? I'm like, no, I didn't get it. What's up, bro? How you doing? Mike in Scotland. Counterpunch to you, Mike. Ryan Watterson, the guy that literally hacks the hackers. Spiffing something he got done himself. He who literally shows up how to own them. It can happen to anybody. Yeah, let's hit that like button. You say Blue Blood is jealous you haven't mentioned him in a while. Well, there's nothing to mention. Wilder hasn't made a peep since his decision to possibly go and take the spiritual drug that takes him on the trip, that makes him have the decision to decide to get back into the ring. So, I mean, we haven't really heard anything. And everything else has been pretty much square. Just been chilling. That's why he's hacked. Nah, I think this takes somebody to be savvy, because I couldn't just say, no, that wasn't me, and that'll been that. No, this was different. It was like my account. No, I'm not good. Ryan, I'm not good. They have to do an investigation. Better Instagram or Facebook than YouTube. I would have been pissed. I've been ready to fucking kill somebody because This is my main platform. Instagram is just kind of like another platform, but I don't have, you know, but maybe 1,000 followers. So, but the problem is I get a lot of intel from Instagram. So from my inbox, people send me stuff that I can use. So that's rather shitty, because they were talking like 2 to 3 days, right? So I'm like, damn, how about 20 minutes? So how are you going to deal with it? I guess they got to deal with it. Instagram or Facebook or Meta or whoever the hell it is. So, you know, and it's like, hey, we'll contact you from 1 to 2 business days. Salute, Kurt. Did you see the bull crap they did to Chocolate's fight? Martinez doesn't make weight, and the WBC won't make it an interim title like it was originally. Well, hey, go figure. Saul. It's the WBC. People still look. I mentioned the WBC as an assumption that they're already no good. You know? Now, I give credit when credit's due, but I haven't been able to give credit where credit's due in a long time when it comes to the WBC. So, there you go. Lots of nerds are getting hacked nowadays. Yep. Yours truly, like yours truly. So yep, I got hacked, guys. I've been had. I've been bamboozled. I've been hood-rich. That's what's happening. So you'll sort this. You are with you. UK is with you. Love watching your content. Aaron, appreciate you, man. They send a super legit looking email on stuff to do with the advertising part of YouTube saying you got to change something settings. So many YouTube people's been done with. It's bad. I mean, I wish I could find it, like, personally find these guys and fucking do them in. Like, do them in. Because they know how to do dangerous things and they use it for the worst, you know? Fuck with people's lives, piss them off, you know? But anyway, guys, let's get to some boxing. What do you guys think of Amir Khan versus Kell Brook? I mean, you know, Kell Brook was laughing, smiling, thinking this shit was so funny, and got in there and got his ass beat. Like, you could tell the first round when Amir Khan started landing those counter bombs like he does, and you seen that little twitch, that little buckle in the legs of Khan, you're like, oh shit. Khan is like, when he gets hit, he turns into the weakest link. It just shows you how weak that chin is. Nah, it's not raining, man. It's the pool. I'm near the pool. I'm surprised. What if they decide to delete your videos? Well, Untold, It's not on YouTube. It was on Instagram. So if they delete it, they just fucking delete it. You got to start over. What do you do about it? You know, they just had you. But I don't understand why somebody would fucking do that. You know what I mean? Like, why would someone do that? Like, trick you, hack you, fuck you up, delete your shit for what purpose? I mean, I just don't get it. Like, people like that needs to be shot with the same type of energy. Like, yo, you found this person's Instagram account, fucking hacked it, and then deleted it. Like, why the fuck would you do that? It makes no sense. It's like, that's the type of shit you should be sent to hell for, just to be an evil shit. You know, and I don't understand it. Now, if it was financial gain or something like that, that's okay, that's the motive. But if there's no motive, there's no true reason why, hey, I did it, just because I fucking wanted to, that's bad. You know? You know, I mean, it's just crazy. Like, why would someone want to do that type of shit? You know, it like, just yeah, I think I can hack this dude's. You want to see me hack this guy's account? Hey, you want to see me do it? I can hack it, get into it, and then delete it. Ha! Yeah, that's it. I'll delete this guy's account. And then when motherfuckers go to jail, they get only like 15 months or some shit like that. Well, I guess that's long enough to get shanked or be somebody's bitch in prison, but it doesn't really justify what they do to everyday people's lives. You know what I mean? So, I don't understand it. I don't. Stop watching porn in doubtful pages. No, don't really watch a lot of that. I don't. Jay Rodriguez, que lo que? Hey Jay, estaba en la capital 2-3 años atrás. Like Alfred said to Batman, some mofos just like to see the world burn. Ryan, true that. True that. People don't like you, bud, for your views. I don't know. Probably so. I can think of some people that don't. And I don't know why, you know. Yeah, sent to hell. I mean, that's the type of shit you would just, the bottom falls up from under you and you just, you know, fall right into lava and sizzle. You know what I mean? Doing some shit like that. Stop dosing. Dosing? I don't know what the hell that means. Keep on working on mine. Hard work always pays off. Yeah. But I mean, that was kind of like, I looked at, and I'm pissed off. If it was Facebook, I wouldn't really give a shit because I'm not on Facebook like that. But Instagram, I'm on Instagram enough for me to be pissed off about it. Facebook, I'm like, okay, well, they got your account, whatever, you know. But Instagram's a little different. Height and weight, 6'2", 235, 240 probably now. You know, depends, because I fluctuate in weight. Because the business I'm in, they want certain people with certain weights, which I think is fucking dumb. You know, if you're the same height and around the same weight, give or take 15, 20 pounds, I don't think it would matter. You know, unless it was a real skinny guy, and in that case, they wouldn't want me anyway. Bro, you're one of the best boxing analysts. Appreciate it, News World. Thank you. But yeah, man, Amir Khan, he activated his rematch clause. He did an Anthony Joshua. He activated his rematch clause after being battered by Kell Brook. Now, he could do better, I think. You know, and I think he should try more boxing. He thought he was going to go toe-to-toe with Kell Brook. And he thought that his speed, you know, and his power was going to be a factor against Kell. And Kell is no sucker for, like, Kell Brook has been stopped, okay, by some of the hardest punches in the game. He's been beat by some of the best people out there. When Triple G was undefeated, he went to 160 to take on Triple G. I mean, he didn't, no catch weight, no Canelo weight type bullshit. No, he went to 160 and took on Triple G and got his fucking eyeball broke for it. His eyebone ball. His bone for his eyeball was broken because he decided to take on Triple G. And then, I mean, he fought Triple G too. And it's like almost like he knew he pissed Triple G off. It was almost like Bill Duke in Menace to Society. When he hit Triple G, you remember he caught him with that uppercut, like, pow! Like, pow! And he hit fucking Golovkin. And it was almost like that meme of Bill Duke. You know you done fucked up, don't you? You know you done fucked up, don't you? That, like, you know, it's crazy, man. And then Golovkin, it just made him mad. You know what I mean? Appreciate you, man. Devion T videos. That was real Nick James. But seriously, no, it was crazy, man. I mean, and he withstood that. He never went down from those punches from Golovkin. He just got busted up. I mean, Golovkin just opened up on him and just started really putting those punches to him because he was mad. He made Triple G pissed off because Triple G knew this dude knocked the shit out of me and he's trying to show me up in his own hometown. And just imagine if that shit would have went 12 rounds like that and Kell Brook would have just been staying in there with him. And you know how Kell Brook does. You know, he's looking for the counter all the time. You know, he probably would have upset Golovkin. Golovkin was like, fuck this. I'm going to open up on you. I'm going to hurt you. I'm going to smash you. Then, Kell Brook then goes back to defend his IBF title about a year later against fucking Errol Spence. You know, people they call, you know, the guy they call the weight bully. You know, Jamaican, New York, by way of Texas guy. Right? And what does Errol Spence do? He smashes his other eye. You know what I mean? Him being a southpaw. I mean, but that was a good fight. I mean, that lasted, 9-10 rounds, but Errol Spence started chopping him down. And he gave Errol Spence hell. But still, it wasn't any type of boom, you know, like, oh shit, I'm hurt type of punch. No, he got wore down by both guys, and his face cost him dearly. Then he went up against Terrence Bud Crawford. You know, so he was in the best in the game. I mean, the best right now, not Triple G's kind of old now. Shit, next month, damn near a month from now, April 8th, he will be 40 years old. I mean, but you have to understand that was a long time ago when he fought Golovkin. Golovkin was at least, 34, 35? When was that, 17? Yeah. So he wasn't going to give out or give in to the punches of Amir Khan because Amir Khan's a quick puncher, but he's not really known as a, like, concussive puncher. He's known as, like, a speed guy, you know. He has some good body punches if he hits you in that right spot because speed is power, right? Let me move this over here. See, the sun's coming out. Such a beautiful day today. What account got hacked? Bandale, my Instagram account. Yes, it was hacked. If AJ Usyk 2 happens in 2022, I'll eat my own crud. Well, I'm not going to eat my own crud, but I'll be surprised if it happens. So, you know, I'm with you, because I doubt it will happen too. You know, well, maybe I think it was best for, what was it hitting? I think it was best for JJ to kind of take a tune-up fight anyway. A lot of Facebook accounts getting hacked too. Yeah, probably so. You know, there's no telling, man, because, you know, people with their technology and the shit they're doing, you know, just to be dicks. You know what I mean? Let's see if I can. Yeah, I think they're just being dicks, man. Why they hack you, man? You don't bother nobody. Teddy, I don't know. I have no idea. But I think if you got the mind of a hacker, you don't give a shit because you never have to look at those people. You don't know them personally. You know, you're just expendable. And they do that shit, and you're thinking about some of the nerdiest, fucked up, ugliest, weirdest motherfuckers that you ever probably wanted to see in your life. I mean, just be real. Sitting behind a computer, trolling, scrolling, got about 10 fucking screens, you know, 3 or 4 towers, wires everywhere. You know, that's the ones that do that type shit. Don't have a life. You know, that is their life, making other people's lives miserable. On a crusade for whatever fucked up thing they're on, you know. And that's that, really. That's the only way I can explain it or try to understand why would somebody do that to somebody else. But again, they don't have to see anybody. It's almost like being a telemarketer. You'll never see that person on the other end, you know. That's why I've always been real, I don't know, real keen on face-to-face, you know, talking to somebody face-to-face versus sitting behind something. That's why when I started YouTube, I'm like, I wonder if these people are actually looking at this shit. Are they watching it for 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 second, 5 seconds, you know? Because I mean, my professions as a kid, like my early 20s and shit, mostly through my 20s, I was a server, a salesman, things like that, where I actually talk to people, you know, look them in the eye, shake their hand, that type of shit. That's what I'm accustomed to. So interviews would probably better suit me, but I'm really not into traveling. I'd rather have someone else travel for me, unless it was like somebody big, a big name like AJ or Dillian White or Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder. Like, that would be cool, but I don't want to chase a motherfucker around, you know. You know, so he kind of bothers the Furians, though, in fairness. Which fight are you looking forward to the most? White, Fury, Joshua Usyk, or whoever fights in between? All of them. I think AJ is worth so much money that maybe hard to stay hungry. No, I was not born in 77. No, sir. Yeah, you know, I don't know. In my opinion, I think AJ now, you know, I think he needs to lose to get the motivation. And if he does beat Usyk, mind you, it's a big if he does. I mean, it'll probably be by knockout. You know, there's always a chance for him to go back into Complacentville, because if you look at Anthony Joshua and you take a run of how he fights and the things that could have happened or he wanted to happen and they didn't happen, I think it's a lull in motivation. You know what I mean? No excuses. I'm just looking at, like, I don't think he, like, look at all the times, like the Wilder shit. Okay? He chased Wilder. He fought, or he was going to fight Jarrell Miller. Jarrell Miller fucked up and had drugs in the system, so he had to look for somebody to fight. But while they were looking for somebody to fight, you see more and more videos with Wilder and Joshua, or Joshua talking about Wilder, or Joshua was trying to get a sit down with Wilder, to the point I don't think he was really focused on those fights. And when he seen little fat ass Andy Ruiz about this tall and about that wide, 6 foot wide, 4 feet tall, he was like, shit, I ain't worried about this dude. I'm going to knock this dude out. I really don't want to do it because I don't really want to fight this dude. I wish I could fight Deontay Wilder if he would take what I would offer him. But Wilder wasn't trying to take what he offered him. So, you know, I think he got complacent and then he got caught. And then, you know, Andy Ruiz was, you know, he was in the perfect position that he could ever be in. That's why he ain't shit now. Because Andy Ruiz knows I'm not getting any type of payday like the AJ's paydays. You know, so it's better. You know, I get it. It was me. Okay, Nick James. Hey, Kurt, don't worry. We will hunt the hackers down and deliver swift justice. Yeah. Thing is, how the hell you find a hacker? You know, that motherfucker probably have motion sensors behind, you know, put up. Yeah, he'll probably like, you know, intruder. Good to join you, Kurt. There's hackers are a real pain in the ass. Yes, they are. Really, Kurt, I believe the Russians are on a crusade. I think how many times you've been hacked in your personal life, and when you make the video about the hit list, the Klitschko's, you're hacked. Maybe so. Look, assume it all. Because at the end of the day, we don't know who these guys are. We don't know anything about them. Hanzo, hello, Kurt from Nambia. Counterpunch to you. Kurt, I'm starting to believe that Joshua probably will not beat Usyk because of his skill set. Usyk is just too skilled. AJ's only chance is to bully him. You know something, though, Smooth Will? I think if Tyson Fury fought Usyk, which I'm starting to believe that fight wouldn't have happened, I don't care what took place, because just many factors. But that could be the case. But I think if Tyson did get in a ring with Usyk, I think Tyson would make it a dirty-ass Bernard Hopkins fight with sticks, stones, and bottles in the streets of Philly type fight. You know? You watching the Chocolatito fight? No. Ricky, VW, God bless Ukraine and Britain. Counterpunch to both countries. Amen to that. This is the perfect time for AJ versus Wilder. Fecal needs to play ball. Why not? You know, but I mean, they say Deontay Wilder is up for the challenge. They say Wilder is ready to fight Joshua. But then again, who says he's ready for anything? You know, but here's the thing, though. If Wilder loses 3 straight times, I don't think he'll come back to boxing. I think his ego will be hurt too much. I think, you know, a lot of time, you know, it is, you know, you don't want that type of defeat because this is boxing. This is the sport that I love, that I hate so much, because some people can change the whole perception of what they think boxing is. Passwords obviously ain't looking strong as his biceps. I know, right? No, they're not. And no, they're not. You know, I don't know. I would want Wilder to fight Joshua, and vice versa. They have no belt. Let it be a God in War type thing. 2 knockout artists, 2 ex-champions, 2 Libras, right? One from the UK, one from the USA. Let's do it in Madison Square Garden. Fuck it, the Barclays. Nah, Madison Square. MSG. Let's get it on. Let's get it done. Sign the dotted line. Shelly Finkel. Deontay. Right? Eddie Hearn. You know, get it together, man. Make it happen. Why not? Wilder needs to fight someone like the dude that whooped on Adam Kalnaki. Yeah, they both have 2 losses. Joshua just, you know, Joshua's more of an experienced fighter due to what happened to him. It's like Wilder's right behind Joshua in anything they do. Joshua loses 1 year, Wilder loses the next year. 19 and 20. Joshua loses in 21, then Wilder loses in 21. It's crazy. Who wins? Joyce versus Parker. I don't know, because see, Joseph Parker's fast enough, and he has the type of style, and if you notice, he trains with Tyson Fury, right? He has the type of style that could actually, he could work with Joe Joyce. Now, Joe Joyce is the kind of guy, Juggernaut is such a good name for him, so appropriate, because he's going to come at you. And if Parker can't hurt Joyce, that's the thing, or he can't hit him hard enough to keep him honest, you're going to have problems. You're going to have all type of problems. Like, seriously, you're going to have those type of problems. AJ, Wilder is still the top heavyweight matchup in terms of box office and pay-per-view. It will be big. I don't know how big it would be. 2019, it probably would have been bigger than it's ever been. But then again, better late than never. We just seen Amir Khan and Kell Brook, a fight that has been so dragged out for so long, to the point where you thought when you saw it, you'd be like, oh, fuck this fight. But we didn't see that at all. We seen a good fight. So Wilder fighting Anthony Joshua, I think would be kind of like Manny Pacquiao fighting Mayweather. The only difference is Mayweather didn't lose. But Mayweather's not supposed to lose. I think that's the whole gimmick. I never lose. Leonard Earlby, Al Heyman, you know, they're my advisors, and we make the best fights. You pick the best fights, motherfucker. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Kurt DeVille, you're a hater. That's why I'll see you later. Bars. If Triple D couldn't stop Joyce, Parker can't. Well, Parker, though, he's a mover. He's a mover, man. Parker can move and he can box, you know, and somebody like Parker, I think he can stay out of the way. Now, the only thing, he doesn't have the height like Joyce. Joyce is a big fellow. The Juggernaut, he's like 6'5". Parker's like 6'3", 6'4". He ain't that damn short. He's shorter than Joshua. Joshua's 6'6", right? So he's like, what, 6'3", right? Juggernaut is the champ in waiting. Bars. Okay. But, man, I don't know. But Joyce and Joseph Parker, I would love to see that fight, man. That'd be a good fight. Because Joyce, I think, would up the ante. It would pressure Joseph Parker. And then Joseph Parker would probably have no excuse but to run. And depending on where they're at, I don't think that he could, because he couldn't run from Derek Chisora, right? So Derek Chisora put that pressure on him. But Derek Chisora is a brawler. Joe Joyce is kind of like a slow boxer puncher. You know what I mean? So So I think Joseph Parker would have a better time getting out of the way of slower punches than he would with someone like Derek Chisora, because Derek Chisora just crowds you, you know, head, body, head, Mickey. What do you think of Tony Yoka? I haven't seen much of him, honestly. Smooth Will, did you watch his first 19 fights? Whose first 19 fights? Joshua just don't have the meanness, the real dog in him at that size. He has just got to be one of the softest big men in history. Damn, said Smooth Will. He called Anthony Joshua soft. Well, I did get pissed at Joshua when Deontay was talking all that shit. You know what I mean? Joshua, you scared. Where you at? I'm in the UK right now. Not right now, right now. You a coward. You didn't want to take the money to fight me. Guess why Tyson Fury is taking your slack for you? Where the camera? The camera here? I'm talking to you. Joshua, you a scared coward. And I was like, dude, I'll be like, good morning, Britain. Link me up. Like, who is this dude talking to? You know? But Joshua played it cool, calm, and collect because he also knew that he was the cash cow, but still, that doesn't mean that another guy that's a champion should disrespect you. No. Not at all. Not at all. You scared. Anthony Joshua, you a coward. I know you didn't want to fight me. I'm going to knock your brains out. You Annabelle. And Eddie Hearn milking you. Remember that? The white man milking Anthony Joshua. He's the cow. He's the cow and the coward. I was like, damn. But you know what happened, though? Good thing for Wilder. Wilder did all that shit talking. Knocked out Ortiz a couple times. And Brazil. And got paydays of a lifetime. So if I'm, you know, at the end of the day, that's a great strategic move. So fair play to Wilder because Wilder did that shit. Wilder was getting like 500,000, 200,000. He made a payday for 900,000. Then I think he got 1.5. He got 1.5 for fighting Ortiz. Ortiz got 500,000. You know, then he fought Fury, got on pay-per-view, and got $4 million. Then the fucking next year they offered him like $100 million or some shit like that. So, you know, you go from $3 or $4 million to $100 million. Who can say that they've had that type of increase? Not Andy Ruiz, not Triple G, not even Canelo, because listen, when Canelo fought Floyd Mayweather, Canelo accepted $5 million from Mayweather. That's a fact. And I couldn't understand it. I'm like, dude, you got guys like Canelo and Lennox Lewis even. Lennox Lewis didn't even get that type of money. Okay? He took the money that was given to him because he wanted to take on Holyfield. And my problem with Lennox Lewis, I know Lennox Lewis hates me, but my problem with Lennox Lewis is Lennox advised Wilder to do something that advised Wilder not to do something that he did. He took the fucking He took the straight fee of $10 million to take on Evander Holyfield. In return, Holyfield got twice as much at $20 million. Okay, so you know, but to fair play to Lewis, because Lewis did say that he thought Wilder should have took the money. He told me that. Okay, he told me that personally. Lennox Lewis did. So it wasn't like Lennox Lewis That's what he said in a tweet to me. And it's like I said, I would have took the money if I was Wilder. But before, he was saying he needed a split. He needed a split. And I'm like, dude, you didn't take a fucking split. You know? Middlebox J, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. What do you make of Tyson Fury losing to David Price in the amateurs? I don't think nothing of it. I think the more people that Tyson Fury fights is going to be a style that's not going to suit his style, and he will be beat. I think that for every fighter on the fucking planet, it's going to be somebody that is going to challenge the style that you have and the style that you fight with, along with grit, determination, skill, power, and all that other shit combined, and they will eventually beat you. Like when you have undefeated fighters, I don't care if you're past your prime, before your prime, after your prime, or just shouldn't be fighting, you're going to be beat. Prince was very good amateur too. Cheney for pro game. Oh, Price, you meant. Okay. Lewis is a traitor for his refusal to back Joshua. Keep him in America. He's not one of ours. Well, Metal Box J. Lennox Lewis is not. It kind of has the same mindset that Tyson Fury had. You guys remember Tyson Fury before he's fighting in England now. He loves England. But he's still talking shit about the judges, which I will do a video about that probably later tonight. You know, some videos, look, I forget to do certain videos. You know, like I've done 6 videos today. I've probably published 4. And I have 2 more to publish today, right after this live stream, so stay tuned for those. But at the end of the day, Tyson Fury didn't have really too much love for England at all. Think about it. He was a gypsy, a traveler. The people in the UK treated him like shit, didn't respect him. He had to go to Germany, and fight Klitschko. He upset Klitschko, didn't defend the fucking belts, lost all the belts, the cocaine and all this other shit, nandrolone and all that shit too. But really it was cocaine. Then he took that layoff. Then he's been fighting over here ever since, except I think the Pianetta fight. And that was a shit show, but it was a tune-up. So I mean, how many people he thought were gonna show up for that fight? But now all of a sudden he sold out. Now he's all back. St. George. I'm like, he wasn't saying that St. George shit before. You know what I'm saying? You were talking about UK like, that was a place you didn't want to be associated with. He didn't even want that fucking award. Remember that award they tried to give him and all that shit? Right? Fury beat best in the world. Best, most gutsy win aside from Weiling was Cunningham. Is it true that Povetkin beat Ortiz in the amateurs? I'm not sure. I'll look it up though. I wouldn't be surprised, but I would like to. Well, no, not Povetkin, because Povetkin's done. COVID fucked him off, people. Leave Povetkin alone. He knocked out Dillian White. He busted up Joshua before Joshua knocked him out in the 7th round. He fought Vladimir Klitschko and lost to him. Those are his 3 losses. He drawed with Michael Hunter. But overall, a good guy, very humble guy. Good fighter, like a poor man's Mike Tyson from Russia. So, I mean, what else could you say? Didn't Fury try to change his citizenship to Irish? I don't know. No, he didn't. He said he'd never fight in England again. He's not again off scot-free either. Fury is full of shit. Oh, well, I do remember Tyson Fury saying that I'll never fight in England again. See what I'm saying? That's more evidence that Tyson Fury is now changing his tune because he's fighting a fighter that people are backing, that's bankable. See, Dillian White's bankable. He sold out arenas before. He knows what's going on. He knows what to do, and they know. They know what's up. Lewis would be a damn good trainer, only trainer, not promoter. No, I don't think he could promote. Yeah, this is Anthony Jason. Anthony Jason. Yeah, this is Anthony Jason. Yeah. Fury didn't show up to the Klitschko press conference once. Well, if that's the case, I don't know, man. I have upset sitting on that fight. I think Dillian White's going to go in there and knock out Tyson Fury. I know. Tyson has the skill. He's fast. He's quick. Dillian White's kind of sluggish and reckless and off balance, but I think he's awkward too. And I think that awkwardness compared to the quickness, sharpness of Tyson Fury, especially if Tyson Fury tries to come in over aggressive, it's going to be a problem. But I'm not sure yet. Let me take time. But I just have this feeling right now. But right now, that's how I feel. Many people don't know about Fury because they were only watching the heavyweight when AJ came around. Let's be honest. Nico the best. I mean, honestly, look, 2015 people. I see, because, I follow boxing. I never stopped following boxing. It's almost like boxing to me. Even when the heavyweight division was trash, trash. You had the Klitschko stinking up the place. They were boring as shit, that jab and grab style and all that. I seen the Klitschko and Lewis fight, which was a good fight, by the way. But other than that, the heavyweight division was trash. Ike Barabuchi was in jail, which was supposed to be the next fucking heavyweight from Nigeria. Badass. But, But I still seen these fights. I seen Tyson Fury, and I seen it with my father. I seen Tyson Fury upset Vladimir Klitschko and basically bullshitted himself to a victory. Boxed him, moved, and won the fight. And sung a fucking song afterwards. Now, that was very entertaining. That cracked my father up, guys. I mean, my dad was like, who the hell is this guy? This bald-headed guy. Right? He's singing. And that was like, you seen a guy with personality. Tyson Fury showed he had pizzazz. He could be promoted well. He was a singer. He was an entertainer. He was a showman. But did he have that badass persona? No. He didn't. White knocking Fury out isn't an upset in my eyes. Oh, okay. It was cats like Audley Harrison. He won't come to Crunk style with White. He'll just put his jab out there and box him. I think the first half of the fight. Yeah, that would be smart. If he would just come out and get some rounds in the belt, then try to go for the knockout when Dillian White tires and gets a little discouraged. If anyone can get a decision on Canelo, my vote is Bivol. Klitschko's, Povetkin, Pulev, Tony Thompson, Valuev, or whatever, and Hay with an aging Holyfield were the top guys, with Fury coming up, wins over Chisora. Yeah, you didn't have anyone. Ike Barabuchi went back to jail, like I said. Who else went to jail? Clifford the Black Rhino Etienne. Remember that guy, Etienne? He's from Baton Rouge, by the way. Shout out to Louisiana. And it was like, and it's crazy because at the end of the day, you didn't have many heavyweights. Chris Bird, he made a little splash, but see, Ike Barabuchi upset Chris Bird. He gave him his first L. But, I mean, he wasn't a hard enough puncher. You had also Tua and aging Mike Tyson. That was kind of like the biggest thing. Yeah, Joshua Littlejohn. Yeah, Clifford the Black Rhino Etienne was pretty good. Then he went up against Mike, and Mike knocked him out right before he went back to jail. And I think that was like 2003, I think. And that was that was after Mike Tyson fell to Lewis. And it was crazy because Mike hit him with a short right because they both turned and they both went to throw the right hand. And Clifford the Black Rhino, if you guys don't know him, he had a style kind of like, you know, kind of work the body, had a left hook style. He, you know, he had a crossover, you know, he kind of like a Philly shell kind of, you know, kind of style, but he was very entertaining, okay? Because he used to get in there and rip hooks, overhand rights, uppercuts. He was a very, very engaging fighter, and he tried that shit with Mike Tyson, a shorter fighter, more compact, quicker, just more overall physically skilled than Etienne, and he damn near got his jaw broken on top of his leg, because when Mike caught him and hit him, he just went down, and he went down right on that leg. And Clifford, he's had some prison time before he went back to prison, so he had this prison-like body. He was cut up, but he had these fucking little toothpick legs. You know, they kind of look like this, right? And it was cool. Yeah, he had a Frazier style, exactly. Smith and West. He had a Joe Frazier style, you know, and I used to love to see him fight. One of his best fights to me, you guys got to watch this fight. When he fought Lawrence Claybay, it was in 2000, I think. Yeah, because he was on the undercard of Louis Tua. Sam Peter, that's right, he was in the mix. Yeah, he was a hard-hitting guy too. You also had James Toney. You can't forget about James Toney. But James Toney, he wasn't a heavyweight. He was a light heavyweight at best. Maybe cruiser, but heavyweight, no. He should have stayed his ass down there. Mad skilled, you know, talked so much shit. Had a bad attitude from Detroit. You guys see how James Toney acts? James lights out Toney. That's the typical badass mentality of a guy from, or a person from Detroit. If beating a 47-year-old Cuban who lost to Povetkin gets you in the sport of Hall of Fame, I'm going to enter the sport. Fat apples, counterpunch to you. Botha, yeah, I remember Francois Botha. He was the white rhino, right? And he gave Tyson hell for about 5-6 rounds until Tyson caught him. Straight right hand, knocked his ass right out. Because what Botha was doing, Francois, he was getting off, kind of like how Tyson does, Tyson Fury. He would, whoa, whoa, grabs you. You know what I mean? Because he was kind of a stocky. He had this stocky bouncer style, stocky ass bouncer build, and it was crazy. Vasily Jirov versus Toney was my favorite of mine. Oh man, I love that fight. Joshua Littlejohn. That's also one you guys got to look at. Vasily Jirov taking on James Lights Out Toney was a fucking war until it wasn't. Because James Toney showed you what skill could overcome to brute strength and aggression. Vasily Jirov, he had this nasty ass style. It was ugly, right? So Vasily Jirov, he was just kind of, and he had this straight left. He was a southpaw, but he had these chopping punches, and he never stopped punching. He never stopped punching. But if he catches you with that straight left to the body, he could knock you out. He could catch you to that liver shot, and he put a lot of guys away with that shot, or he just overpowers them. Well, with Toney was right in front of him. He didn't go anywhere. So he used those punches to set up traps with Vasily Jirov and fucking dismantled him. You know, and he would go, and he knew that Jirov would go for these body shots. So Toney would go with him. So when Jirov would, he would come down, he'd just come down like that to that. Toney would go down and then come up and counter. You know, you got to go with those punches to take the sting off those shots. If you try to take it like you're Superman, you know, you're going to get hurt. But yeah, that was a very good fight. Very good fight. Man, I think I should watch that fight. Did I hear Knockout Kings is coming back? Nick James, don't play with me, dude. Don't play with me about Knockout Kings, dude. I grew up on that shit. I was a teenager playing that shit in the 90s. Yes. I had the first Knockout Kings, the original, with Oscar De La Hoya on the counter. The second one, Knockout Kings 2000, when they had, who did they have on the title? On the front. damn it, I forget who they had on there. I know they had Trinidad on there. They put Trinidad on there had him all buff and shit. Like, I'm like, Trinidad don't even look like that. But that was one of my favorites. Then they had Knockout Kings 2001, then 2002, and then they had 2003 on PlayStation 2. Well, all of them were on PlayStation 2 because, okay, Knockout Kings 2000 was on PlayStation. PlayStation 2 had Knockout Kings 2001 and 2, I think. I think it was 2002. Roy Jones wasn't on there. Roy Jones was on there. He had his own game called HBO Boxing. Okay? I think Lennox Lewis was on there. I think. A lot of fighters were on there, though. A younger Pacquiao versus Pretty Boy Floyd, who wins? Pretty Boy Floyd. I mean, because Floyd was so aggressive, he probably would have been hit more by Pacquiao. That's why when people fight, it's so important. Like if you had, I think Floyd was honestly scared of Pacquiao like 2009 and 10. Because after Pacquiao totally knocked out Ricky Hatton and Floyd Mayweather Sr. hinted to his son that Pacquiao was juicing, that's what happened. It wasn't Floyd woke up, I just think Pacquiao's juicing. No. Floyd don't have that type of mind. People have to come to Floyd to tell Floyd certain things that they feel Floyd needs to know. And most of those people are smarter than Floyd is. Like Leonard Ellaby, like Al Heyman, like Roger Mayweather, like his father, Floyd Mayweather Sr. Those guys are pretty much the influence of Floyd. And when his dad came to Floyd and told Floyd, look, if you're going to fight Manny Pacquiao, make sure he takes drug tests, random. But not just any. He wanted him to take USADA. A lot of people don't know that. USADA is the Olympic-style drug testing. VADA is the professional, which the WBC uses for their rankings or whatever. Right? In the clean boxing program. But he wanted to give that to Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao. Now, here's a lot. It was a lot of factors that you could talk about with Manny and Mayweather. Manny says he's scared of needles. That's bullshit. You got tattoos. I don't have tattoos. I hate needles. So it's consistent. You understand? Like, no, Kurt don't like needles. Therefore, Kurt don't have tattoos because Kurt don't want to sit there and put some shit on my body that'll never go away. No disrespect to nobody that has tattoos. That's just my mentality. Like, I'll get sick of that shit and I'll be wanting it gone. Like, dude, I still have this shit. You're here fucking 5 years from now. You're still here. You know what I mean? I don't have that type of mindset. So, Manny said that I take needles. That I'm scared of needles. But you got tats. And he got more and more tattoos. He got all his fucking kids like on one of those arms, one of his shoulders. So I was like, okay, that's bullshit. But then Floyd wanted him to take drug tests that he didn't make other people take until he wanted Manny to take it. Which I'm thinking like, okay, you're just really wanting or getting other people to take it to see they took it. But then like that's probably the whole get up that you want to give that to Manny to try to show Manny up. But before that, you didn't make anybody else fucking take these tests. You see what I mean? So there was a lot of things that you could look at with Floyd and Manny. And, that's why Floyd got sued by Team Pacquiao because Floyd came out with malicious videos saying that Manny Pacquiao is going to take the test because we know he's cheating. Floyd, you heard Floyd go on that rant, and he had to say, a tattoo and a syringe ain't the same. Well, I don't like needles of any kind. So probably not Aaron. Kurt, I did well avoiding that Pfizer then. Shane Warner just dropped at 52. Who the hell is Shane Warren? Oh, he died at 52? It's crazy. Tattoo needle and injection needles are very different and completely different sensation. Have you seen the video breakdown that proved Pac-Man beat Floyd but got robbed? No, I didn't. The way Pacquiao broke Cotto and Margarita down, kind of suspect. Well, I don't know. I mean, a smaller guy that just, he was incredible. Here's the thing, though, people. let me tell you guys something. The special drink that Alex Ariza had was suspect to me. Remember that? Remember Freddie Roach was talking about? No, I'm not going to do that. He was talking about the special drink, right? God help me. And then he kicked him off, right? What do you think about David Morrell, the young Cuban with 6 fights, regular champion? Didn't he fight not too long ago? Like on the undercard of the last big fight? Jambone Gaming. I have a tattoo, but I'm still scared of injections. It's completely different. Okay. Well, never mind. But I mean, the people that were against Pacquiao, that's what they were saying. So, you know. I remember Marquez stepping in Pacquiao's toes to land the KO. He broke Pac-Man. Well, I think Pac-Man got a little smarter. Pac-Man did the same thing Marco Antonio Barrera did. You know? Just a second. Let's see. I think Winky Wright would have beat Floyd at 147. Well, I think Winky Wright would have beat Floyd at 154, not 147. I mean, like, those are fights that you wouldn't see Floyd eat. Floyd wouldn't have fought Winky Wright. Just like I don't think Tyson Fury will fight Usyk, just because if you look at that now, oh, there's no one else to fight. If you believe Usyk's going to destroy Joshua, why wouldn't you want to fight and beat the winner out of those? That's the only way. That's the only way you prove that you're the best. Because who's the best now? Tyson Fury, then Usyk, then everyone else, right? Fair play. So why are you content with beating White and then going the fuck home? Floyd 1,000% should have fought Prince Asim Ahmed. He couldn't fight Prince Asim Ahmed. They wouldn't let him. I'm going to tell you why. Bob Arum ran the show. He wouldn't allow Floyd to fight Barrera, which was more popular, Morales, which was more popular, and Prince Hasim Hamed, which was way more popular than both of them. Okay? Big up, Kurt. This live stream is helping me through my workout. 500 push-ups and sit-ups to do another 500 push-ups. Damn, I need to get back at it. Thank you, famous 789. People just stop it. Mayweather dominated Pacquiao, and I believe if they fought 100 times, Mayweather wins 99. Mayweather was a bit tougher than people give him credit for. You know, that's true. That's true. I think. Maybe so, St. Don. They're coming after me, man. You know. But yeah, Floyd was a lot tougher than people gave him credit for. A lot tougher. You know, you're talking about a guy that never. Well, Zab Judah put Floyd down, guys. But I mean, it wasn't ruled a knockdown. You know. So I don't know what else to tell you. But Floyd is a real tough customer because one of the hardest punchers in that division was Sugar Shane Mosley. Sugar Shane Mosley cracked the jaw of Antonio Margarito and made Margarito. He knocked Margarito out. Margarito has one of the best chins in the business. Even though he's one of the biggest cheaters in the business, he has one of the best chins. And guess what Sugar Shane was able to do? Sugar Shane was able to crack that chin down, taking out Margarito, right? The same Sugar Shane, a year later, caught Floyd, same right hand, Floyd was hurt, yes. But did Floyd go down? No. Right? Then he hit him with an overhand. Floyd could have went down, but didn't go down. So he's a lot tougher than people think he is. I don't even see why people rank Fury and Usyk. Usyk has the better fight history and a two-weight class champion. Look, smoke and mirrors. That's why. Jambone, it's smoking mirrors. Okay? Let me explain. Perception is everything. If you see a fighter that looks so dominant, you can get the perception that he's the best. Man, look what he did to Wilder. Nobody else did that. Exactly, motherfucker. Nobody else did that. But the people that are the best didn't have the opportunity to ever do that. For all we know, White could have done that with the right punch in the right situation. All it takes is one punch. Joshua could have done that with the same situation, the right type punch, the right situation. Now, could Deontay Wilder do that back to them? Yes. But just because Tyson Fury kept repeating the same thing that he's already done does not make him the best. And when I mean repeating what he's already done, I mean repeating fighting the same guy over and over and again. So people are praising Fury, but in actuality, they're actually absorbing their own insanity. Because we've seen Fury do the same shit. Fury's done that 3 times. He's whooped Wilder's ass 3 times. Let's see you do that with someone else. That's why I'm excited about the White fight. So if he does that with White, and he gets White out of there, right? Okay, then he can say beat Klitschko, Deontay Wilder, Dillian White. Now we're getting somewhere. You beat 4. You know what I mean? 3's good. You beat 4. Like, let's say he fights Usyk and beats Usyk. So that's Usyk, White, Wilder, Vladimir. That's a resume. Then he could say, yo, I beat everybody. Joshua's a bum. Right? Because then Usyk would have beat Joshua again in order to fight. But you don't hear him talking about, I want to fight Usyk. See, this shit going on over, in the Ukraine makes it easier for him to ignore that possibility. Not saying that we should still be just talking about that fight, but Fury, I don't think, had that same energy to fight Usyk that he did. I don't think he had that same energy to fight Joshua neither. They could have had that fucking fight. He could have called Khalid 2 months before that and asked, hey, have you been talking to Eddie Hearn about a possible fight, a showdown with me and another British fighter named Anthony Joshua? Do you guys have that type of money? Do you guys have that type of money? So then they can say yes or no. They can say yes, they can say no. Maybe, I guess, I don't know. Something. I think both AJ and White would have KO'd Wilder. That might have happened. But Tyson beat him to it first. Tyson got the opportunity because Deontay Wilder gave him the opportunity. And you know what? When Tyson Fury did that, they hated him for it. People turned on Tyson Fury quick as shit. Wilder nearly KOs himself with his windmilling. Wilder nearly KO'd Tyson Fury in their first fight. Wilder had him in the 4th. See, Wilder was already out of gas by the time he caught Fury. And then when he caught Fury, you could tell he was not prepared. And all that shit that him and Malik Scott worked on didn't really matter. Usyk couldn't be ready until June. Fury said long time ago he would fight in March or April. Well, I mean, that's fine. You know, but I don't know, man. It's crazy. And then you had White, though. White needed his chance. Things are happening the way they're supposed to. You know, Kurt, if A&S and butts were candies and nuts, oh, what a party we would have. I don't know what that means. St. Don Klitschko had already been knocked out 4 or 5 times and was 39 years old, not to mention Fury refused a drug test months later. Chisora beat White first time out. Coulda twice. Parker dropped him. Rivas dropped him. AJ KO'd him. Povetkin KO'd him. Fury ain't lost ever. Nick James, you got a point there. I mean, but that's just showing you what you're saying to me, Nick, and what you're telling the people in the trenches is that Dillian White had a better resume than Tyson Fury. You said, you talked about everything that Dillian White did. Parker dropped him, yes. Rivas dropped him, yes. AJ KO'd him. Povetkin KO'd him. But Fury ain't never lost. But Fury, the only person that we can talk about on that list is who? Chisora. Okay, so other than that, what else are we talking about? Everybody on that list, Tyson Fury has never met, to fight, to defeat. See, that's the problem. See, we talking about somebody that doesn't have a complete resume versus someone that does. Yeah, they lost the fucking fights. They didn't win them all, but the resume's better. Because they have been in there. He has been in there with Joshua. He has been in there with Povetkin. He has been in there with fucking Oscar Rivas. Who wants to fight Oscar Rivas? Tyson Fury didn't. If we want to talk about what Tyson Fury didn't do versus what he did do, I don't think he didn't want to fight Oscar Rivas for the diamond belt. He did not. That's a fact. He did not want to fight him. That's why Dillian White came and fought Rivas. And Rivas made his ass pay for it too, didn't he? Even though I would love to see a White Rivas fight rematch. I would like to see that. I think Rivas should be trained by Mike Tyson, and he would be an absolute beast in the heavyweight division. Fuck those trainers up in Canada, man. Come down here to Tyson's ranch and let Mike Tyson, show him how to, you know what I mean? Get in there and do what he's supposed to do, because physically, look, Rivas is strong, he's tough, he's determined, he has a good punch. I just think he needs the right training. That's the one thing he doesn't have. And I think if with the right training, like Mike Tyson, perfect. He's 6 foot tall, right? Short. He can crouch down. He's fast. Dude. You know what I mean? I think he has it all. And then Tyson didn't want that shit. Like, let's be real. Only someone that thinks Josh Taylor who won would think Wileen won. St. Don, you got a point there. Wileen did not beat Tyson Fury, bro. I keep telling people. Wileen gave him a good go, but he didn't beat Tyson Fury, though. Bars. I think Rivas could beat Joe Joyce. Joe Joyce. I don't know. Because see, Joe Joyce is a kind of dude though, and now I don't know about that one. I'm gonna tell you why. Joe Joyce is bigger, taller, better reach, and I think he would do the same thing to Rivas as he did with Dubois. Now the thing is, this is what you want to see. Fuck that Joyce Rivas fight. How about Rivas Dubois? Ooh, Andrew, salute to you, brother. Think of Oscar Rivas versus Daniel Dubois. That would be a mega house fight. Those are the type of fights we need to see in the sport of boxing right there. Fury was fortunate to finish the final round. He was equally lucky the doctor never stopped it. Well, yeah, that's true. And yes, I do believe if he was any other fighter, they would have stopped it. Let's be real. It would have went to the scorecards or something like that. Kurt, how different would Fury's career be if Steve Cunningham had a real heavyweight punch? I mean, we probably wouldn't have heard of Tyson Fury no more. Or he might have had that one loss and just, Who did Oscar Rivas fight? Oscar Rivas fought Dillian Whyte. Oscar Rivas knocked out Brian Jennings. Who else did he beat? Let's look. Let's find out. Because I haven't heard from him in a long time since he signed with Top Rank. Right? So, Oscar Rivas. Okay. So, he's 34 years old himself. So, I mean, he needs to get a move on. You know what I mean? Because a lot of these fighters kind of sit in limbo and wait and wait. He beat Ryan Rozicki. I don't know who that is. No, but other than the Dillian Whyte loss and the Brian Jennings fight, you really didn't see him fight a lot of people. I mean, anybody else that I know worth mentioning. So Juggernaut would bounce Rivas, Triple D versus Rivas. Now you're talking. Absolutely, Nick. Because see, like Joyce, it would be too easy for him because what Rivas lacks is head movement. See, Rivas, I think him being tough is not a good thing. See, sometimes your toughness can be your own worst enemy. Sometimes these fighters just take punch like Rocky. Right? But that's not smart. Okay? That's not smart at all. Rivas is smaller. He's shorter. Most guys, so if Rivas is here, most guys are here. Okay? So he's fighting someone that's up here. So if Rivas had Mike's style, the peekaboo style defense, and he's moving side to side, kind of like Usyk or, a fighter like that's coming in. Coming in. If he had that movement, he could go side to side. But he doesn't. He comes in and he tries to throw a jab and he tries to force himself in. Sometimes he doesn't really throw a jab. Sometimes he likes to come in with this brute fucking bravado and it gets him punched. Just like he did with Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte just caught him, kept sticking that jab. Here he comes again. Stick his ass back, keeping him back. And Rivas had no answer for it. I think Hunter might beat Joe Joyce. Hard to fight, though. I mean, is Hunter fighting Joe Joyce? No. Hunter, look, I feel bad for Hunter because Hunter just made bad business decisions. Romanov versus Rivas. Romanov, Evgeny? Oh, that would be fucking massive. Yeah. Yeah, I think that would be a fight where I would go and pay tickets for it. Like, I mean, a lot of these fights, I love doing live streams, but sometimes I just want to watch a live fight, without doing anything. You know what I mean? I'll do a video on it later because I'm a fan also, and I love the sport that I hate so much. I don't know, Nick. I don't know what's up with him. I agree with you. It was a perfect setup by Povetkin, but Whyte was lazy in the fifth when he got caught. And you got to think about it. Dillian Whyte had 2 knockdowns by then, and I think Dillian Whyte was waiting for his shot, so he was like, okay, motherfucker, let me catch you with these. Bow! That was it. I agree with you. It was a perfect setup by Povetkin, but yeah, right. Have you seen Steve Cunningham boxing comics? I have not. I have not seen them. Let me get this sort of set in. You gotta get it in. Get it in like Flynn. Spence is a bum, ducking Crawford. You know, Spence, here's the thing. Spence is taking on Ugas. So right now, Spence has Ugas problems. Ugas is a formidable opponent. So I'm not really blasting him like that right now. Because I know Ugas is a threat. So I've left him alone a bit. Just a bit. But I would like Ugas to win, to beat Errol Spence, because I would love to see Ugas take on Terrence Crawford. I would. And you know Ugas beat him in the amateurs. Big up, Kurt. You got me all the way through my workout. 1,000 push-ups, 1,000 sit-ups. Damn. Don't worry. One man, famous 789. One day I want to be just like you. What about Riddick, the Furian? Yeah, man, they jacked me up on Instagram. It's terrible, guys. It's absolutely, it's absolute poppycock. That's exactly what it is. Mr. Valentine, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Counterpunch to you. Okay, let's see here. Let's do this. Who hacked you, Kurt? I don't know. Some hacker. You know, some hacker claiming like, hey, you know, ask you a little trivia question or whatever. You know. Oh, I've been banned. You know, I've had my YouTube account. This is, look, this is nothing compared to what happened. Well, it was in 2020. Matter of fact, I think it was in September. September through October. And I got bombed, bro. I mean, I literally got bombed to the point where, but these are actual channels. No, not the feds. Jordan Benson, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Probably Russians trying to shut down the number of boxing channels. Man, it's no telling. It is no telling, man. So, but yeah, if you get any kind of anything, people trying to offer something, just say no, because nothing is for free, and that's what it is. I thank you guys for allowing me to make my public announcement. I'll do another live stream tomorrow. Everybody on the chat, you guys have been counterpunched. Have a great day. God bless you. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.